Welcome back to a new video, ladies and gentlemen. We have an absolute banging Fury video for today. One we actually discussed 2 weeks ago on the live stream, and that live stream was honestly one of the best we've ever had. The Valentine's Day live stream was honestly amazing. More of you should join the live streams. As you all know by now, we live stream every single Sunday when the official chapters are out. But anyway, before we jump into the Fury video, there is a few things we need to discuss. First of all, episode previews are now out for Black Clover's next upcoming episode, 165, Water Crusade. And yo, honestly, it looks really good. From the shots that we have, the art looks clean. There doesn't look like to be any sloppy faces. Luck looks like an absolute badass. Noelle looks amazing. It looks like Noelle is being drawn by multiple different artists in this episode. The shot, especially from the bottom left one, looks a little different from the other shots of Noelle in the episode, but overall the episode looks really nice and consistent with its art. I don't see any major issues in the previews. Now, there have been rumors that episode 165 is going to be a little wonky, let's just say. Not perfect, not bad, but obviously, like, to the standard of, let's say, what episode 160, you know, it's not going to be the standards of episode 100 or 93, 94, or like 84, 63, because that's being saved for episodes 166 and 167. But all in all, I'm expecting good stuff from tomorrow's episode, because from my experience, they have never ever done Noelle badly. Every time Noelle is included, she always has flawless animation. So I am expecting big things from tomorrow's episode. If that's gonna lead to my disappointment, then so be it. Fuck it, whatever. But anyway, I'm actually excited for tomorrow's episode, and I hope you guys are here when we live react to it with tomorrow's episode. With that being said, though, the next chapter of the Black Clover manga and our live stream is this next upcoming Sunday, February 28th. I'll see you then. But with that being said, let's just jump straight into this video. Jumping straight into it, I want to start here. Black Clover, at the end of the day, no matter how you class it, no matter what you think of it, Black Clover is a Shonen Jump manga. And what we've seen from Black Clover across the last 283 chapters, it will follow the same route as other Shonen Jump mangas, and especially other Shonen Jump mangas, because Black Clover takes a lot of reference from the Shonen Jump mangas, and in my personal opinion, makes it better in other ways. One Shonen Jump manga I can name you is Natsu Dragmeal from Fairy Tail. Another one is obviously Naruto. And for the record, on a side note, I'm actually catching up with Naruto. And obviously after that, I'm going to be catching up to Boruto, which means expect Boruto content on this channel probably in the next 10 or so chapters, because Naruto's a long way to catch up. But anyway, Natsu and Naruto are both Shonen Jump mangas. So with that being said, let's continue. In Black Clover chapter 282, Asta achieved Devil Union. In 281, he entered at the last panel and said, "Let's go, Libe," right? Devil Union. And in chapter 282, the title of the chapter was revealed to be Black Guardian. Now, this is expected to be Asta's Devil Union transformation for the Demon Slayer sword, and he looks absolutely amazing. This amazing art, for the record, is by Sir Lamau. Definitely be sure to follow them on Twitter. But Asta's Black Guardian transformation looks really cool. Now, in this form, he's holding the Demon Slayer sword, and so far, we've only seen him use the Demon Slayer sword in this form. And the title for that chapter was Black Guardian. Now, obviously, everybody expected with this, a lot of people started theorizing that, what if Black Guardian is the title name for Asta's transformation in the Demon Slayer sword? Now, if we look at Guardians from other forms of media, shoutouts to all you horny fucks who recognize this from Black Desert Online, but Guardians are big, tanky motherfuckers who can take a lot of damage and bash out even more damage. look at Asta's Demon Slayer sword. It's a very, very big sword, and in the past, Asta mainly uses that sword to defend from attacks, and he also has the Black Divider, allowing him to output massive, massive damage. And as the name Guardian suggests, Guardians can do massive, massive damage, but they are very, very slow. And that's what we've seen with the Demon Slayer sword and Black Divider. He's not able to do damage very, very fast. Black Guardian was very, very effective against the giant demon, because that demon, if you didn't realize, doesn't have very big mobility. So Asta used the Demon Slayer sword with Black Divider and sliced that shit in half. Now, we go back to the point that Black Clover, at the end of the day, is a Shonen Jump manga. The same way as Naruto is a Shonen Jump manga, the same way Natsu Dragneel is a Shonen Jump manga, and we go back to the title of chapter 282, Black Guardian, where Asta was finally able to use his Devil Union transformation. I now theorize that the same way that Naruto and Natsu continue along the chapters to get more and more transformations, I expect Asta to also get more transformations as the story continues. Like, think of this logically. Black Clover could surpass One Piece with over 1,000 chapters. Do you want for the next 800 chapters the Black Guardian form to look exactly the same as it always has? No, because that would be very, very boring. Transformations, epic transformations, is everything a shonen is about. Is how to write a shonen 101 is to include epic transformations. So going off that, what are Asta's other transformations going to be? Now, over on Discord and YouTube, we've come up with a few names. Obviously, for the Demon Slayer sword, Black Guardian. For the Demon Slasher sword, Black Ronin. Now, Black Samurai was also a really good choice, but Black Ronin makes a little bit more sense. Black Necromancer for the Demon Dweller sword, and Black Cleric for the Demon Destroyer sword. Now, obviously, along the story, I expect Asta to obtain more swords. There are a few hidden swords, which we'll leave that for a different video. But let's start with the Demon Slasher. Asta obtained the Demon Slasher sword when Yami passed his sword over for Asta to cut Dante, and in the fight with Noct, Asta officially names the sword the Demon Slasher sword, and he progresses to say, let's go get Yami back with this sword. Now, with the name I've come up, Black Ronin, Ronins are like samurai-esque solo warriors, like across myths. One Ronin you might recognize is actually from the Avengers. Hawkeye turns into a Ronin. He calls himself a Ronin, and Ronins typically are like assassin-esque type who wear one sword mainly, and they've got a hood. So if Asta does get new form for the Demon Slasher sword, I really hope it's a hood. Now, I wanted to do the Demon Slasher first because that's the first transformation I expect him to obtain, most likely in this arc. I expect the other transformations to be in future arcs, but let's continue. The Demon Dweller sword, Black Necromancer. Now, why a Necromancer? Let's look at this. The Demon Dweller sword is Asta's second sword, and he can release projected slashes of anti-magic, allowing him to cut through spells from a distance. It can also borrow the magic from people around him. Similar to Necromancy, Asta can use the Demon Dweller sword to actually cast magic, because he can steal magic from other people. Now, in popular fan art, one Necromancer I can think of is Viego from League of Legends, and yo, his character design is very, very cool. He holds one sword, and he's able to use this sword to do magical abilities. Now, I thought about why this really looked really familiar to me, and that's because it looks like Asta's base model post-transformation. Asta also has just his chest showing out. So, yo, Necromancers can look cool. Moving on, the Demon Destroyer sword. I think it's going to be called Black Cleric. Now, clerics are sort of healers, and the Demon Destroyer sword, Asta's third sword, possesses the ability known as Casualty Break, which allows it to generate anti-magic tendrils that can absorb and remove after effects of spells. And as you know, the Demon Destroyer sword can also be used to negate ancient magic, for example, the reincarnation magic. It was also used to negate the poison, and that sort of kind of makes you think of a healer. Now, don't get me wrong, clerics can look super, super cool. For example, this art I found over on Google, clerics can look pretty cool. They're mostly holy beings, so I expect if he does get a black cleric transformation, for him to look so, like, kind of wearing light-ish armor. I don't expect him to wear full-plated armor like this cleric does in this picture, but I expect him to have some lightish armor, maybe some robes. I don't know if it'll look cool, but let's just go back to the main point. Black Clover is a Shonen Jump manga, and the same way Natsu continues to evolve, continues to get more transformations, Asta is going to get more transformations, and it wouldn't make sense for Asta to only have one transformation for the next 800 chapters of the Black Clover manga. Now, the only way this wouldn't make sense is if Black Clover was ending. Now, obviously, Black Clover, if it was ending, would have already been announced that Black Clover is in its final arc, the same way Kimetsu no Yaiba was announced, the same way Naruto, Bleach was announced, the same way Fairy Tail was announced, the same way Shokugeki was announced, the same way Demon Slayer was announced, and the fact that it hasn't shows us that there is more to the Black Clover manga. I hope, just as Natsu, Asta continues to evolve. I'm excited to see what the other forms are going to look like. I'm excited to see if this theory even come true. What do you think of this theory? Do you think it's possible Asta is going to get more demon transformations? What do you think of the names are going to be? Do you agree with my names of Black Cleric, Black Ronin, Black Necromancer? Tell me other names you think of. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. My name is, as always, peace.